That's right, B-Man. There it is. You know where to find me. Today, we're going to be speaking to the good doctor. That's right, PhD, Micki. Quite a talented young lady. Married to a friend of mine, Szemeredy. That's right, Mike's wife. Quite the golfer. I understand she's a major threat out there on that U.S. Amateur Tour now. But she's going to give us some insight and little conversations about herself. I couldn't believe some of the things that she's done. Sports medicine, my goodness, and quite a little athlete person. So, we're going to talk with her and get her female point of view about this game and what it means to her and how old she was when she started. So, without further ado, this is going to be the good Dr. Copin. Good afternoon, sports fans. B-Man, that's right, bmangolftti. Oh, do I have a treat for you today. We are sitting in the presence of none other than Dr. Micki Szemeredy. Good afternoon, young lady. How are you?
I'm great, B-Man. Good to see you.
Well, I got to let the people know that we really go way back. We're going back 2004, 5, and we all enjoyed having a rough time playing on that amateur tour. And we're in 2020, and you and Michael still play.
Yeah, actually, we're probably playing more now, or I am playing more now than I did back then. Actually, I joined back in 2010, I believe.
Okay.
Still playing quite a bit, and it's now the Golf Channel obviously has dropped the sponsorship of the tour. It's now the U.S. Am Tour, but it's still going strong, and we really enjoy playing on that.
And I know, because I went over there and looked at your stats, and you appear to be a 5 handicap. Is that a typo?
Well, no, it's called the COVID, and during I didn't have much work, so I played a lot of golf. I think my handicap got down as low as, I think, a 5.3.
Yes.
It's now gradually going back up because I'm back to work and only playing, once or twice a week. So I think it's back up to maybe a 7 or an 8. But that's okay. My goal this year was to try to get into single digits. So I guess that's one good thing that the pandemic brought was that I could play a lot of golf and I got my handicap down there.
Now, I understand from your husband that I didn't realize and know that you were a doctor. What are you a doctor of?
Well, it's a PhD, not MD. So I'm an athletic trainer by trade. Worked as an athletic trainer for many years. My doctorate is actually in education, higher education. But I teach. I was a faculty member at University of South Florida, and before that, University of Nebraska, Omaha, and before that at West Point at the Military Academy. So I've been teaching sports medicine for a lot of years, and before that, I was actually dragging guys off the field, taking care of their injuries on the football field, wrestling room. I worked baseball, women's basketball, volleyball, worked all kinds of sports as an athletic trainer.
Wow, I did not know this about you. That's amazing. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I just, I went into education and I've been teaching athletic training education for about 30 years. I couldn't see myself at, 50 or older, dragging big football guys off the field.
Yes.
And so I decided that I would take my talents and not do as much patient care, but I would teach students that wanted to be athletic trainers. I was a faculty member in a couple of athletic training programs and still teach. I'm on faculty at 5 different colleges and universities in their athletic training programs.
My gosh, my oldest daughter, Micki, she's going to enjoy this one because she's PhD also, but she's in business. She runs a school, and if it wasn't for that PhD, you take so much pride in your kids. and then here I get a chance to speak with you that you have a PhD, and I think that is just so impressive between the both of you, because that's a lot of classwork, that's a lot of studying, and that's a lot of dedication.
It is. I really think people think, well, if you've got a doctorate, PhD, or EDD, or even an MD, that's so hard. Well, it is, but it's really about perseverance. You don't have to be that smart. You just have to really persevere, because there's lots of hoops that you have to jump through, and there's really no shortcuts. So it just takes a long time. Wow.
Well, congrats to you and, of course, my kid, of course. All right. So now let me ask you some important questions.
Okay.
How old was Micki when she first started playing golf?
Well, I actually started when I was in college. Actually, it was in between my, junior and senior year in college. I was a park ranger, of all things, in the state of North Dakota.
Oh, wow.
And, so we were 25 miles from the nearest town and only 5 miles from the nearest golf course.
Yes.
So we hung out at the golf course. But so I started playing then, but then I kind of put the game away. I got married, had kids, and it just took up too much time. So I really didn't play for several years. And then when I moved down to Florida in 2002, then I started playing golf a lot more, and have become a regular since then.
Wow. Now, all these years of playing golf, it's not that many for you. What has golf actually meant to Micki all these years?
I think golf is a lot like life, right? You have some good days and you have some bad days, and you try to persevere. But it really brings me enjoyment, not only just the sport itself, but also the camaraderie with playing golf with friends and talking about golf and thinking about golf. And so it really has become a big part of my life.
Okay, and why do you still play this goofy game? What keeps you coming back?
I guess I keep thinking that maybe someday I'll be good at it. I think it's frustrating to a lot of people, especially those people who are or have been athletic all their lives. I can usually pick up a sport and do okay in any sport, just by using my athletic ability.
Mm-hmm.
Golf is not that way. You can't out-athlete golf. It's almost counterintuitive. The harder you try, it seems like the more difficulty you run into. So, I always joke about, you just can't out-athlete golf. You just have to let it kind of come. And, it seems like the harder you swing, the ball doesn't go further necessarily when you swing harder.
Yeah, no, it does. It's science is what it is. It's physics and science.
Exactly. Yep.
Have you ever had any hole-in-ones?
I have not. I'm still hoping for that at some point, but I haven't been lucky enough to have a hole-in-one yet.
Okay, now when you do make one, you going to have a victory dance?
Oh, I don't know that I'll have a victory dance, but I'm sure we'll have a few victory drinks.
Ah, okay. Well, that's the protocol for a hole-in-one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way that goes. All right. Finally, if you had to give a tip to a beginner golfer or intermediate type of golfer, what tip would you give for them?
Well, I think it goes back to what I just said earlier. You can't out-athlete golf. And so, it's not necessarily swinging harder. It's about precision. And it's also about perseverance. Again, it's a lot like life. You just have to keep persevering, enjoy it. Enjoy the day, enjoy the course, enjoy the friends, and the golf will come.
Okay. And, there's an LPGA player. Her name is, I believe, Janina Pillar. And her and her husband made a commercial on TV about competition. I just wonder if between at home, do you and Mike compete?
Well, yes, Mike and I do compete on the golf course. sometimes have a bet that the loser has to bake. We used to bet, $5 here, $5 there with each other, but that didn't really mean anything because it was coming out of the same bucket of money.
Yeah.
So now it's loser has to bake.
Has to bake.
Next time you see Mike, you'll have to ask him about the bundt cake that he made me.
I will. That's hilarious. And you guys are still having fun. It was so good to get you both. I know you got extremely busy schedules, and you are important to a lot of people. Mostly myself. I adore you two. You're too much.
It's great to reconnect with you, B-Man. It's been a long time since we've seen you, and hopefully we can get together soon.
I know. We will. I'm coming out, no doubt. As soon as this COVID thing ends, I'll be out.
That'll be great.
Micki, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And good luck playing in the future, and definitely stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
All right, so there it was. Quite an interesting conversation, wouldn't you agree? She's always on point and loves to play this game. They seem to play almost every weekend, almost every day. I'm coming. Don't you worry, Micki. I'm coming out there to visit you guys. And we'll play 18 holes, and I'll give you a chance to laugh at this old man. But until then, like I will always tell you, putt him like you own him, and rock the baby.